パイだ。三流スパイだ。捕まえろ。
勘弁も言うに新聞には裁く。
モスラの力貸せん。
皆さんの人間不信の気持ちはよくわかります。でもこうしている間にもゴジラのために命を落としていく人たちがいるのです。
In 1964, Japanese cinema once again shook the world of kaiju films with the release of Mothra vs. Godzilla, a landmark entry in the Godzilla franchise produced by Toho Studios. This film represented a significant evolution for the series, introducing not just a new monster, but a unique narrative style that blended spectacle with environmental and cultural themes. While Godzilla had previously been depicted mainly as a destructive force, the arrival of Mothra brought a more complex dynamic, one that introduced elements of heroism, morality, and mysticism into the kaiju universe. The film was directed by Ishirō Honda, a veteran filmmaker renowned for shaping the Godzilla series into a cultural phenomenon that combined science fiction, political commentary, and human drama. Honda's approach in Mothra vs. Godzilla was particularly notable for balancing thrilling monster battles with heartfelt human storylines, creating a film that appealed to both children and adult audiences alike. The story of Mothra vs. Godzilla begins with a mysterious island called Infant Island, which is shrouded in legend and home to a tiny, spiritually significant race known as the Shobijin. These twin fairies, often referred to as the Cosmos Twins in later adaptations, play a crucial role in the narrative, acting as intermediaries between humans and Mothra, the giant moth deity that protects the island. The plot kicks off when a rich entrepreneur, driven by greed and ambition, seeks to exploit the island's resources by capturing the Shobijin. This act of greed sets the stage for the central conflict of the film, as Mothra emerges from her cocoon to defend her tiny protectors and punish those who threaten the natural order. Unlike previous Godzilla films that emphasized indiscriminate destruction, this installment framed Godzilla as an unstoppable force of nature whose confrontation with Mothra symbolized a clash between ecological balance and human exploitation. Mothra herself made a striking entrance in this film, establishing a unique identity distinct from other kaiju. Unlike Godzilla, who relied on sheer brute strength and atomic power, Mothra combined agility, intelligence, and mystical abilities, particularly her powerful silk threads and poisonous scales. Her design was also revolutionary for the time, featuring colorful, elaborate wings that contrasted with Godzilla's darker, more menacing appearance. The filmmakers employed a combination of traditional suitmation techniques and innovative special effects to bring Mothra to life, including detailed miniatures, optical compositing, and practical effects that allowed the audience to feel both the grandeur and fragility of this enormous moth. This attention to visual detail not only enhanced the spectacle but also reinforced the film's underlying environmental themes, presenting Mothra as a guardian of nature whose very existence challenged the destructive tendencies of humanity and the chaotic force embodied by Godzilla. The human characters in Mothra vs. Godzilla are equally integral to the story. The film features a cast of compelling roles, including the ambitious businessman, a journalist seeking truth, and scientists studying Godzilla's unusual behavior. These characters provide a human lens through which the audience experiences the monstrous events, grounding the extraordinary action in relatable emotions and ethical dilemmas. The Shobijin twins serve as both plot catalysts and symbolic figures, representing innocence, purity, and the consequences of human greed. Their interactions with both humans and monsters elevate the story from a simple battle between giant creatures into a narrative that explores morality, responsibility, and the interconnectedness of all living things. This balance between human drama and monster action became a hallmark of Toho's kaiju films, influencing countless subsequent entries in the Godzilla series and other monster franchises around the world. Visually, Mothra vs. Godzilla set new standards for monster cinematography in Japan. The film made extensive use of miniatures to depict cities, vehicles, and landscapes under siege, creating a sense of scale that emphasized the enormity of the creatures. Godzilla's iconic roar, combined with Mothra's musical theme sung by the Shobijin, added layers of auditory storytelling that enhanced the emotional resonance of the battles. Director Ishirō Honda, in collaboration with special effects director Eiji Tsuburaya, meticulously choreographed the monster confrontations to ensure that they were not merely destructive spectacles, but also dramatic set pieces with narrative significance. The clash between Godzilla and Mothra unfolds in multiple sequences, from the initial chaotic encounter in the city to the climactic battle at the coastline, each segment building tension while highlighting the distinct powers and personalities of the monsters. The film's thematic elements also marked a notable departure from earlier entries in the Godzilla series. While previous films often focused on the consequences of nuclear weapons and humanity's hubris, Mothra vs. Godzilla introduced a more ecological perspective, emphasizing harmony with nature and the responsibility of humans to respect the environment. The Shobijin and Mothra symbolize the spiritual and natural order, while Godzilla's destructive presence, though formidable, is framed as a force that must be confronted responsibly, rather than mindlessly feared. The narrative subtly critiques exploitation and greed, highlighting the potential consequences of human interference with delicate ecosystems. These messages resonated strongly with audiences in 1960s Japan, a country undergoing rapid modernization and grappling with the tension between technological progress and environmental preservation. From a production standpoint, Mothra vs. Godzilla benefited from a highly experienced creative team. Ishirō Honda's direction ensured a careful balance between action and character development, while Tsuburaya's special effects work brought both monsters to life with remarkable realism for the era. Composer Akira Ifukube returned to provide a powerful musical score, enhancing the emotional and dramatic impact of the story. Ifukube's themes for both Godzilla and Mothra helped define their identities on screen, with Godzilla's menacing motif contrasting sharply with Mothra's ethereal, almost sacred melodies. The combination of expert direction, innovative effects, and evocative music contributed to a film that remains visually striking and narratively engaging, even decades after its release. Upon its release, Mothra vs. Godzilla was met with critical and commercial success. Audiences were captivated by the new monster, Mothra, whose heroic qualities and vibrant design offered a fresh perspective in the kaiju genre. The film's box office performance reinforced Toho's status as a dominant force in monster cinema, paving the way for numerous sequels and spin-offs. Mothra quickly became one of the most beloved creatures in the Godzilla universe, frequently returning in future films to confront both Godzilla and other kaiju, often representing the voice of nature and balance in the series. The enduring popularity of Mothra reflects the film's ability to combine spectacle with meaningful storytelling, a formula that has influenced monster movies worldwide. The legacy of Mothra vs. Godzilla extends beyond its immediate success. It solidified Mothra's status as a cultural icon, inspiring toys, comics, and animated adaptations. The film also demonstrated the potential for kaiju narratives to incorporate moral and environmental themes, influencing subsequent Godzilla entries and broader science fiction cinema. By presenting a story where monsters are not simply mindless destroyers, but entities with purpose, personality, and moral resonance, The film expanded the scope of what kaiju films could achieve. This emphasis on thematic depth, combined with thrilling action and striking visuals, has helped Mothra vs. Godzilla endure as a seminal work in both Japanese and global pop culture. In terms of plot, the film's structure is notable for its pacing and escalation. It begins with tension and intrigue on Infant Island, followed by Mothra's introduction and the human character's involvement. Godzilla's sudden appearance in Japan escalates the conflict, leading to a series of confrontations that blend urban destruction with natural spectacle. The climax, featuring a final showdown between Mothra and Godzilla, is carefully constructed to showcase both monsters' strengths and weaknesses while emphasizing the stakes for the human characters and the environment. This interplay of human drama and monster action creates a rhythm that keeps viewers engaged while reinforcing the narrative's thematic concerns. Mothra vs. Godzilla also introduced innovative marketing strategies that helped ensure its success. Promotional campaigns emphasized the spectacle of the monster battles while highlighting Mothra's mystical appeal, effectively targeting both children and adult audiences. The use of music, posters, and tie-in merchandise contributed to the film's cultural impact, making Mothra an instantly recognizable figure in popular culture. This marketing approach, combined with the film's inherent narrative and visual strengths, allowed Mothra vs. Godzilla to achieve lasting recognition both in Japan and internationally. Ultimately, Mothra vs. Godzilla is more than just a monster movie. It is a landmark achievement in cinematic storytelling. It demonstrates how careful attention to character, theme, and spectacle can elevate a genre often dismissed as purely entertainment into something resonant and enduring. The collaboration of Ishirō Honda, Eiji Tsuburaya, Akira Ifukube, and a talented cast and crew resulted in a film that continues to captivate audiences with its blend of awe-inspiring visuals, moral complexity, and unforgettable monsters. Its influence can be seen in subsequent kaiju films, modern blockbusters, and even environmental storytelling within popular culture, cementing its place as a cornerstone of the Godzilla franchise. The ongoing appeal of Mothra vs. Godzilla lies in its ability to offer multiple layers of enjoyment. For children, it presents thrilling monster battles filled with visual wonder. For adults, it provides a meditation on human behavior, ecological responsibility, and the consequences of greed. Mothra's heroism, Godzilla's destructive power, and the human character's struggles combine to create a narrative that is both entertaining and thought-provoking. This combination of spectacle and substance ensures that Mothra vs. Godzilla remains relevant and admired not only as a classic kaiju film, but also as a significant cultural artifact reflecting Japan's cinematic innovation in the 1960s. In conclusion, Mothra vs. Godzilla stands as a shining example of how the kaiju genre can evolve beyond simple monster clashes. By introducing complex characters, ethical dilemmas, and environmental themes, the film elevated the franchise and left a lasting legacy in both Japanese cinema and global pop culture. Mothra's debut offered a new kind of hero. Godzilla's presence continued to captivate and terrify, and the human narratives provided the grounding that made the story resonate with audiences. Over half a century later, Mothra vs. Godzilla remains a testament to the creativity, technical skill, and storytelling vision of Toho Studios, ensuring its place as one of the most influential and beloved entries in the Godzilla canon.